Hello, welcome to Chapter 10, Constructing Figures on Top of Gestures. In this chapter, we will continue to work on our final product. Yay! So, in the last chapter, we have already explored and practiced the concept of applying the gesture and then applying the 3D forms on top of the gesture based on the photo references. But for this exercise or this practice, we will be doing it on top of the sketches that we did before, so not photo reference. If you need some help or guidance, you can also find photo references that might be similar to the kind of poses that you did for the character. That is fine. It's not limited to, but it's fine. So yeah, I would like you to pick about 3 to 5 sketches from your last exercise, which is the shape exercise. And then pick the ones that you think that you want to work on for the final product. Maybe about 3. Yeah, if you have more, then you can pick, but then you're gonna have to work more. So about 3 would be good. Yeah, and then this is the sketches that I picked that I pretty much like to bring into the final product. And today we are going to construct the 3D forms on top of the gesture, similar to how we did with the previous exercise. So I'm just going to start now. I did a little bit of cleanup on the gesture on some of these. If you don't have the gesture and you only have the silhouette, that is also fine, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Whereas if you can just reestablish the gesture lines too, it would be great. So basically, I think chapter 5 and 7. So you would bring some of that into here. Yeah. Then we're gonna start. I'm just gonna maybe start with this one. Or actually this one might be easier. So just kinda establish the angle for the cage and pelvis. Sometimes like making sure that the top and bottom aligned is also important, because sometimes we don't want to be doing like this where it doesn't, it's kind of off. So I have to make sure that like overall it's the same group or shape. It just bends like this. Yeah. So I'm gonna establish uh, the form, making sure that it connects smoothly. Yeah, also a little bit of challenge is that sometimes if you follow exactly the silhouette or the gesture that isn't really clear, or um you gotta have to also think about how to fix the proportions and alignment as well. So not like blindlessly just follow the gesture. Yeah, you have to think like if it's aligned or not, and something like that too. The gesture just helps you to see the the rhythm, the curve and straight line, because it's gonna help It's gonna help the overall figure to not look stiff. But then you also have to always check the proportions and alignment, yeah, of each part as well. So you can take some time on it. Okay, so you can see here that I redraw the gesture lines, and it's not completely similar to the silhouette because the silhouette is rough. So if I just follow the silhouette, it might be looking off. Also, like the silhouette just helps to see kind of like the overall shapes, but since it's not finalized, we're not gonna stick it too much. We will make another precise silhouette once we um kind of finish all the figures and the base body and the clothing, and then we will check the silhouette later. But in this case, it just helps as a guide for us. Or something like this. I'm basically starting with the the structural for the skeleton first, like the same method that I mentioned in the previous chapter. Then once I have that, I will move on to refining the forms for for each part, such as the legs, the limbs, and more refined head and facial. I like to use colored line just because for some reasons I feel like I enjoy it more when I sketch versus just a black line. But it has it's not really that necessarily. It's just my own preference in case you were wondering. So I'm just gonna make sure that it connects, like the top and bottom part is the same form. And then because the weight shift on this leg, uh yeah, is the angle is gonna be like this. And the how do I say, like the pelvis is shifting this side instead, and this side is more relaxed. So so I'm just gonna capture that with the rhythm as well. So for the leg here, I also kind of alter the shape for the cylinder just a little bit, so it has some curve that follows the rhythm. And because he's uh, wearing high heels, I kind of push the feet up like this. Okay, nothing much here, just refining the shape. Looks like her top part, or like the rib cage, the top part of the body can be smaller due to stylization of the character. Just some form for the breast. I will refine that later, but just give a little bit of indication for the form.